Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family and spread all over social media. It is imperative that we get back to learning finances and understand how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. Now, guys, basically, we're going to get into the weed stocks and the 5G stocks. But first, I want to touch on something based on the video I did yesterday as far as with the fourth industrial revolution and the new stock market that's going to be on blockchain. So I just want to give you a visual of what's going to happen. So basically, let's take Netflix and Verizon, two companies, two big, great companies. But we know how old Verizon is. Of course, used to be the original Bell. But if you look at the employees, guys, what do you notice? Verizon has 100,000 employees. Market cap about $248 billion. We have Netflix, which only has 8,600 employees, but the market cap is what? $220 million. So guys, we know what tech is going to do to this economy. And I just wanted to make sure I give you that example so you will understand how the paradigm shift is going to change in America. Not just America, but the globe, but especially in America, though. Now, getting into the stocks, guys, we have the stimulus package that needs to get passed by tomorrow. Now, guys, we know all the layoffs, the furloughs. If it does not get passed, we have people hurting, evictions, foreclosures going on. We know the Fed and the Treasury has the money because they've been printing $500 billion every Tuesday, and I show it to you guys. So therefore, you can see that we have plenty of liquidity. We got over $1 trillion came out of Jerome's mouth and Steve Mnuchin's mouth that we just have money, trillions of dollars just sitting there. So we have the money to give to the people, but we know the masses, they don't care about. But let's get into the actual weed stocks first, guys. Now, reason why weed stocks are going to be so important, we know drugs run the economy when it's a bad economy. We know this. But the fact is, they've been sneaking bills in, guys. And the CARES Act, they have a little sneaky way of getting these objectives that they want done in these bills. That's why these bills are so big. They have nothing to do with the topic, but they sneak it in. So we know the weed is in there for the C word. So let's get into these stocks. And we also see weed companies have consolidated. And we know that's when they bring it to the people. Once they finish buying out all the little guys, then they bring it to the people. So first one is going to be Canopy Growth Corporation. And then also we have Aurora Cannabis. And then we also have Tilray. And remember, Tilray skyrocketed, of course, after the lock period is sold off. We know Peter Thiel was a part of Tilray, and I've made a lot of money off of that, a lot of money. And that's the reason why I'm waiting again for it to take off again, because it's definitely going to take off. Now, of course, I'm not your financial advisor. This is not financial advice. So please go do your own research. But getting over into 5G stocks, the emerging markets, of course, we have Yahweh, we have Foxconn, but let's stay inside the United States. Basically, we have, of course, Verizon is going to be big. We know that's part of it. Like I said, the Bell companies, the NWO, Newer Order, especially if you know what the word Verizon really stands for and why it was changed to Verizon. But basically, we have AT&T, of course, Bell Company. We have NVIDIA, which, of course, the chip makers, Qualcomm, and then also we have Skyworks and Z-Links, and of course Micron. Any chip company is going to benefit off this, but I just wanted to give you a few. And then lastly, guys, we're going to get into banking news, guys. We have JP Morgan admits to manipulating the markets. Now, guys, basically they admit that, hey, we did wrong, we're going to pay a fine, and we see this constantly. Since I've been an adult, I can think of 100 different cases, and I've done plenty of videos on my crypto channel, but I've done hundreds, and I mean, I've seen hundreds and hundreds of situations where the bank gets caught and no one goes to prison. Just a slap on the wrist. And we know they have a fund that they save when they are caught anyway. So this does not bother them whatsoever. It's just business as usual. So we know, guys, these rules do not apply to the regular person. That's the reason why they have the corporations. So no one is held accountable when they do wrong. That's the whole point of the corporation, guys. A corporation is a person. And actually, a corporation has more rights than you. But guys, that's all I have for you. Do not forget to like and subscribe and spread this video all over the place. You have a wonderful day.
In the 1980s, Bayer Corporation produced a medicine that was supposed to improve the lives of hemophiliacs. Bayer didn't tell those hemophiliacs that their product was infected with HIV. Because of that, entire families of hemophiliacs died with AIDS as the virus spread within households. When Bayer was ordered to stop selling their drug in America, they dumped their AIDS-laden product in Asia and killed Asian families. No one with Bayer management was arrested. No one who made these psychopathic quality decisions went to prison. They claimed the protection of their status as a corporation. That corporate status gave management the ability to kill people for profit and not go to prison. I handled the civil case against Bayer and saw firsthand that this was a rogue operation, not typical of most corporations. But how do you put that rogue in prison? Who do you arrest? Today, rogue corporations have the best of all worlds. They take advantage of the constitutional protections that were originally written for living, breathing humans. They argue that the U.S. Supreme Court mandated 130 years ago that we must treat corporations exactly like we treat people. They argued that the 14th Amendment was written to protect their corporate person status with equal protection and due process. But when the conduct of that corporate person is so vile that they make decisions to kill people to increase profit, we hear the argument that it was a corporate-wide decision. We hear that there was no single person to hold accountable. They tell us that many people were involved in the acts, and we can't throw that corporation in prison. The U.S. Supreme Court expanded the definition of person even further for American corporations. The big winner were the corporations that are the most corrupt. This is a Supreme Court that is packed mostly with lawyers who were employed by America's most powerful corporations before they became judges. It's a court full of judges who sit on the court largely because the corporate powerhouses they once represented helped put them there. Their decisions are predictable. When this court finished writing its opinion about treating corporations more like people, the product they delivered looked like one of those warm and fuzzy Hallmark greeting cards that rallies our emotions with feel-good pictures of puppies and kittens and cherub-like babies. By way of words, they're going to paint a Norman Rockwell-like picture that's going to make us want to invite this saint-like corporate person to dinner with our families. A word of advice, though, if you do invite him over for dinner, send the children to another room and count the silver settings before this corporate person leaves the house. Most importantly, recognize that Mother Teresa character that the U.S. Supreme Court tries to sell you has more in common with Freddy Krueger. As this court expands the constitutional protections of this poor, misunderstood entity known as the corporate person, they should also spend some time expanding avenues that allow us to do what we do with any psychopath who harms our family. Put handcuffs on them and throw them in prison.